Hello, I am Xarkun, and this is World of Warships Legends. Today I want to talk to you about Season 1 of the new Arena mode that was just added into the game this week, and I want to show you how you can see the leaderboard for reference when I talk about the leaderboard during the video, and how you place on it. As you can see, you can find the leaderboard in the play menu, and right now there appears to be a bug with it because GiggleXBush here has 527 XP, and he is above number 1 Mark aka White with 1.15 million XP, so something's going on here. Hopefully by the time you see this video, this bug is fixed, and Mark aka White, German community contributor, resumes his rightful place at the top. Anyway, let's get into the actual gameplay itself, because I do have a pretty good game in the Arena mode for you. Now, what's this mode all about? Well, as you can see, it involves Tier 5 ships. We're in the Tier 5 Premium American Battleship, West Virginia, and in this game mode, there are 12 ships total. The 12 ships are divided up into 4 teams of 3 ships each, and the matchmaking appears to be mirrored. As you can see, if you look at the team composition on the top here, we've got 1 destroyer, 1 cruiser, and 1 battleship on each team. Now, I've played some games in the Arena mode where the teams were composed of 1 battleship and 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers and 1 battleship, 2 battleships and 1 cruiser, and even 3 battleships. So the matchmaking is mirrored, and the combinations that you can get in it are very interesting. Now, the goal of this game mode, pretty straightforward. Kill all of the enemy ships, or take the single capture point in the center. Essentially, this is team deathmatch. I played a number of games in it. I'd say the majority of them were decided by ships being sunk, and very few of them were decided by taking the center cap, although I have won a couple of games by playing the center cap. And now, on to the leaderboard, which we referenced in the beginning of the video. You are scored on that leaderboard by the amount of experience, or XP points, that you gain per battle. So this is, of course, a limited time game mode with a seasonal type rotation, sort of like ranked, and the rewards, which you could see when I showed you the leaderboard, are, in my opinion, quite a bit better than the rewards for the past few ranked seasons, actually. There are a lot of promotion orders up for grabs, and if you reach the top 1% of players on the leaderboard, then you get a really nifty-looking purple or maroon-colored flag with, like, the skull and crossbones logo type looking thing of this Arena mode. It's pretty nifty. Kind of want that flag. Gonna try to get into the 1%. And actually, I was in the 1 percentile last night, and then of course I wake up today and I'm bumped back down to 10%. So this is going to be a grind all the way through. Luckily, it is a pretty fun grind. I think I was getting away from my point, though. In order to place on the leaderboard, it goes by the XP you gain per battle. So that is the XP actually after bonus modifiers, such as the first win bonus or the daily win bonus, premium ship bonuses, and ship XP flags. So, in order to get the most XP possible out of any game you play, what you might want to do is take out a Tier 5 premium ship, put on a ship XP booster flag, and then play as well as you possibly can, dealing damage to every enemy ship you come across, and, try to stay alive until the end. You can get 20,000 XP per battle if you play very well. Of course, if you win, And again, you win by either sinking all of the enemy ships or capturing the center cap point. If you win, then there is another bonus for XP applied. If you don't win and somebody else wins, the game is a loss. If the game finishes without at least one team member sinking all of the ships of all of the other teams or capturing the capture point, then it will end in a draw. And in fact, I found that most games tend to either end in victory for somebody or in draws. I have only had, out of about 15 or 20 games played, maybe 2 losses. The rest have mostly been draws, and I've had a few victories. If you look at the win rate statistic in the statistics page for this game mode, you'll probably notice that your win rate is abysmal, since draws are counted as losses for all intents and purposes. In fact, my win rate in this game mode is something like 21 or 22%, something like that. Outrageously low. That's because most of the time these games happen to be draws. Anyway, I do think this is a fun game mode with a lot of goodies that are up for grabs. I believe after the season is over, those goodies will be credited to your account, depending on which percentile you finish the season in. And I think that's all I really have to say about the game mode itself. For now, let's talk about what we're doing here. We've racked up 56,000 damage in the course of my little speech here, and we're looking to add to that total by shooting at this maroon Nuremberg. We hit him for a citadel. Going to follow up with the rear turrets, hoping to take him out for our first kill of the game. Unfortunately, it does look like he was slowing down a little bit, and as a result, our shot is just slightly off. We end up not hitting him at all. And now we're kind of caught between this orange enemy Bayern behind us, and I was going to say this maroon battleship in front of us, the Ismail, but it looks like he has been sunk. So we're going to continue focusing on the Nuremberg. You can see our friendly destroyer is relatively close to him. Doesn't seem like he's probably in sonar range, but all that Nuremberg has to do is push forward just a little bit, pop that sonar, spot our destroyer, and he can cause him problems. So we would like to send him back to port and cause him to load into another arena mode game if we can. Another salvo is on its way toward the Nuremberg. First set of shells misses, but the second set takes him out for our first kill of the game, and we are up to 75,000 damage, just as the orange team's Gaeta appears and opens fire on the friendly Fubuki. Got Gaeta torpedoes coming our way, but we've slowed down in time and will be able to easily avoid those. The Fubuki is shooting back at the Gaeta, which is excellent, and he's actually doing some damage to the Gaeta. I'm helping him out by sending some shots the way of the enemy destroyer. We do hit that Gaeta, and now he is going to turn away, stop firing his guns, and disengage, which is excellent. Nice little teamwork between me and my random destroyer teammate right there, driving a destroyer that arguably has much better guns than the Fubuki away, and therefore allowing my teammate to live. Now, behind me, there is still that, I think it was the orange Bayern, still hanging out around somewhere behind that island. And then we've got the maroon or red, whatever you want to call it, purple, I don't know, Bayern, heading into the capture circle. It looks like he's actually just left it, but he might have just backed into it again because it is turning a different color. Friendly cruiser is a Graf Spee. He's heading right for that cap, and that is kind of making me a little bit nervous. The Graf Spee really doesn't hold up well against the Bayern's 15-inch guns. Other Bayern out there, he has reappeared. We are sending a shot his way just as he goes dark. looks like our shells are probably going to hit him, and they do. Not for a ton of damage. The Gaeta is back, though, firing again at our Fubuki, and we are no longer in a position to assist him, so he is going to be on his own. I'm heading this way toward the cap circle to get behind the Graf Spee and try to support him. I'm worried he is going to face this Bayern in open water, and that is likely to end in a giant explosion which consumes the Graf Spee's ship and sends him back to port. I'm asking him to get back so that he does not die to the guns of the Bayern. Meanwhile, the friendly Fubuki is engaging the enemy Gaeta. You can see torpedoes going at the Gaeta, but the Gaeta takes out the Fubuki with torpedoes just as the Fubuki takes out the Gaeta with torpedoes. So there's a trade of ships that has occurred, and even though we did lose our destroyer, things are okay. Still trying to keep an eye out for that orange Bayern lurking around back there, but my main priority is to get into a position where I can shoot this red, or whatever color it is, I don't know, Bayern. My Graf Spee is engaging him now. You can see blue torpedoes are on their way. Hopefully a couple will hit. Ideally, all of them will hit and dev strike the Bayern, but naturally we aren't going to get that lucky. Looks like he only takes one. Graf Spee is wisely backing away, shooting high explosive, I think, at the Bayern, and it looks like the Bayern is shooting high explosive back at the Graf Spee. Interesting choice, although that could have been from the last remaining enemy destroyer, which is a Mahan, and he is lurking around somewhere nearby. The West Virginia, of course, is not the fastest ship in the world, so it has taken me this long to finally get into a position where I can actually shoot at this Bayern. Graf Spee has launched more torpedoes. They do look like they're probably going to be on target, but don't want to give that Bayern time to shoot the Graf Spee and sink him. So I sink the Bayern for my second kill of the game. We get the high caliber medal in the bargain. I say good job to the Graf Spee for not dying to that Bayern. But there is still one Bayern left, and it's that orange one. He is now approaching the cap circle, shooting at my teammate there. Luckily this time I am in a position where I can almost immediately get my guns on target against this particular enemy Bayern. Coming around the corner here, my guns are reloaded. Take aim there, send out a volley of shells. The results are very disappointing. Now we're going to turn in and angle against the Bayern's 15-inch guns. They do hit us. They penetrate the armor. They cause a pretty significant amount of damage, enough to trigger that ear-ringing sound that happens when you take a lot of damage. Rear turrets on the Bayern. We actually hit one of his turrets and take it out temporarily. We're going to see if we can't take it out again, perhaps permanently destroy it. We do take out the turret, but now the Bayern, he still has quite a bit of health. We want to turn in, perhaps put this island between us and him, locking our guns to the other side of the ship, and, oh no, big lag spike. Terrible. We've been disconnected. What a shame. Actually, when this happened, I was freaking out just a little bit, saying a few swear words to myself, desperately trying to load back into the game because this one is pretty close and I did want the victory. So I am loading back in now, and while I do that, I do just want to give you a little tip for this arena mode. Friendly damage is turned on, at least for torpedoes, so be careful with your torpedoes. If they hit one of your teammates, they are going to do damage. Just thought I'd throw that in there while we wait. But we can hear the sounds of battle now, and we are going to load back in any second. We're still alive, 1,400 hit points, got the turrets on target on the Bayern, shot is out, and we nearly kill the Bayern. Looks like one of our secondaries got a fire on him though, and that fire ends up taking him out. So even though we disconnected, and we did lose a lot of hit points, we still managed to come out on top in that engagement with 1,459 more hit points than we actually need. Unfortunately, the enemy Mayhan is shooting at the Graf Spee. He's lit a fire on the cruiser. The Graf Spee can't put it out. Mayhan lights a fire on us. We can put it out, and that saves us from dying. The Graf Spee, though, his time is quite unfortunately limited, so he is going to end up sinking as we chamber some high explosive rounds in anticipation of hopefully being able to shoot that Mayhan who was on fairly low health. And now the Graf Spee goes down to the Mayhan's fire, which just leaves me versus the enemy destroyer with less than a minute left to go in the match. Now, at this point, two things could happen. Number one, the Mayhan could choose to not engage me, and this match could end in a draw. Or the Mayhan could engage me and potentially kill me, in which case he and his team would come out victorious, or I could kill the Mayhan, in which I and my team would come out victorious. I am hoping, of course, that the latter scenario will play out. And just like that, the Mayhan appears. We're able to shoot him with the high explosive, and we take him out for a victory. We end up with something like 14,000 XP for the match after all of our bonuses are applied, and we get 3,400 base XP, I think. So, pretty good game with a little bit of drama there at the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of Arena Mode in the comments, and consider subscribing if you haven't already done that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.